Tonight, the quiet widens. It settles around you like a slow-moving tide, and the world you carried through the day begins to loosen. Thread by thread, breath by breath, you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. There is a calm that arrives only when nothing needs to be held together. A calm that belongs to the long, starless distances between galaxies, where even light wanders for millions of years before touching anything at all. And as your mind drifts toward that softness, a kind of gentle science opens with it. Not sharp, not demanding, just the quiet truth of the night. Somewhere far beyond the familiar arc of Earth's atmosphere, there is a darkness that isn't empty at all. It carries stray atoms, threads of ancient starlight, and whispers of radiation left over from the universe's first breath 13.8 billion years ago. In that faint glow, astronomers find the oldest memory. The cosmos still keeps a soft afterimage of everything beginning. Light that left its star before you were born is touching your skin tonight. And as that idea settles, your breath stays slow and low because nothing rushes out there. Even the Milky Way turns once every 230 million years, a slow, patient spiral, a rhythm older than every ocean and mountain on this planet you're resting on now. It's okay to drift. In the quiet between stars, dust as small as smoke drifts for tens of thousands of years before meeting anything solid. The space between galaxies stretches across millions of light years, a vastness so wide that a beam of light moving at 3,000,000 kilometers each second needs entire ages just to cross the darkness. And somewhere in that deep distance, gravity hums like a low, steady note, drawing galaxies together, letting them drift, guiding their long, slow motion through the endless night. You can rest now, because the night carries you the way it carries everything, gently, patiently, without asking anything in return. Your breathing settles again, and the weight of the day softens around the edges until it feels almost transparent, like intergalactic dust catching the faintest shimmer of passing light. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Here, where your body lies still, the universe keeps moving in slow, measured lines. Galaxies fall toward one another over billions of years. Clusters merge with clusters, and superclusters drift like continents across cosmic seas. Nothing in the universe hurries, and nothing is ever truly alone. And you, in this quiet moment, are part of that same unfolding. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The quiet deepens, not as a sound, but as a soft space widening inside you. The night around you feels slower now, more fluid, the way interstellar clouds drift across hundreds of light years without ever noticing the passage of time. Your breath follows that same gentle rhythm, unhurried, weightless, moving like something carried rather than pushed. It's okay to drift. In the vast dark between the stars, every particle moves with a patience beyond anything on Earth. Hydrogen atoms, the simplest in the universe, float for millions of years before meeting a partner. Helium drifts even farther, and in those quiet stretches, temperatures fall to just a few degrees above absolute zero, around 2.7 Kelvin. A cold so deep, it slows nearly everything to the pace of a long cosmic breath. Somewhere light continues to travel, far from the bright arms of galaxies. Intergalactic space becomes a kind of silent ocean, sparse thin, hardly there at all, and yet it's filled with the relics of creation. Stray neutrinos slip through this emptiness by the trillions every second, passing through planets and even through you without leaving a trace. Tiny galaxies, some only a few thousand light years across, wander through this darkness like floating embers. Blue-white stars spark in them, then fade over billions of years, their light stretching thinner and redder as the universe expands. You can rest now, because everything out there moves with a softness that feels familiar to the part of you that's ready to let go. Your thoughts quiet, not by force, but by resemblance, the mind recognizing the slow drifting nature of the universe and matching its rhythm. Galaxies themselves drift through space at hundreds of kilometers per second, yet the distances are so vast that their motion feels like stillness. Clusters of galaxies form enormous webs spanning billions of light years, connected by filaments so thin they're almost invisible even to the most sensitive telescopes. Scientists call this structure the cosmic web, the universe's grand architecture, a woven pattern of matter and emptiness, stretching across everything. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Between those filaments lie the great voids regions so empty they contain almost nothing for tens of millions of light years. Silence made into space, distance made into stillness. And yet, even there, in the most silent places the universe has ever made, a few lonely particles drift together like dust motes in a beam of fading starlight. It's okay to drift, because drifting is what the universe does when it's at peace with its own vastness. Nothing rushes. Nothing hurries to become something else. Everything is allowed its time, from photons born in the heart of a star to galaxies slowly arcing toward one another over spans longer than the age of Earth. Everywhere in the cosmos, dark energy draws space outward, stretching it gently, slowly, making the distances between galaxies grow with a soft, persistent pull. So faint, you only notice it when you look across billions of years. Somewhere, light continues to travel. The night deepens around you again, and with it comes a sense that the world beneath you is no heavier than a cloud drifting across the quiet arc of a new moon. Your shoulders soften a little more. Your breath evens out into long, calming waves. The universe is full of these slow waves, the leftover radiation from the Big Bang, still drifting through space as microwaves stretch thin with time. This cosmic background glows at just 2.7 Kelvin, a faint reminder that the universe once burned brighter than a trillion suns. You can rest now, because nothing in the cosmos holds itself tight. Stars expand and cool over billions of years. Planets drift in their orbits, sometimes moving only a centimeter farther from their stars each year. Nebulae spread out like watercolor on a page of infinite night, and everything remains peaceful. Gravity hums, its low continuous note, binding galaxies in gentle arcs, guiding their long journey through the endless dark. Some of these galaxies move toward one another at hundreds of kilometers per second, yet feel no rush, because even traveling at that speed, it takes billions of years for their paths to cross. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. And as that truth settles inside you, the night around you feels softer still. Not a place you enter, but a place that rises to meet you, like a slow tide reaching the shore. It's okay to drift, for beyond the clusters, beyond the filaments, beyond even the farthest light we can measure, the universe continues. Its long exhalation, a gentle expansion, stretching each moment into something wider, calmer, more forgiving. Your breath follows slow and low, the way light softens as it travels across eternity. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere, light continues to travel. The night stretches wider, now opening like a slow horizon behind your closed eyes, and the universe continues its gentle drift around you with a patience older than memory. Distant galaxies shimmer as tiny, quiet shapes, soft smudges of light, crossing millions of light years of darkness, and each one holds hundreds of billions of stars breathing their slow, luminous lives in silence. It's okay to drift. The deeper you move into this expanse, the more the universe begins to sound like a long, low hum. Not a noise you hear, but a sensation, a faint vibration woven into the fabric of space itself. Astronomers call these ripples gravitational waves, tiny distortions that stretch and squeeze space when massive objects, like merging black holes, shift the balance of the cosmos. They travel at the speed of light, 3,000,000 kilometers each second. Yet, by the time they reach Earth, their movement is so small that the space between atoms changes by less than a fraction of a proton's width. Somewhere light continues to travel. These waves drift through galaxies, through stars, through interstellar clouds, colder than frost, carrying with them the long echo of cosmic events that happened millions, sometimes billions of years ago. And even though they move endlessly, they never disturb the stillness around you. You can rest now. Your breathing settles again, matching the slow rhythm of things that have never needed to rush. There is a softness in the dark that holds you the way gravity holds everything, gently, persistently, without demands. In the vast stretches between galaxies, temperatures hover close to 2.7 Kelvin, barely above absolute zero, a cold so deep that atoms barely move at all. This chill preserves ancient radiation, the cosmic microwave background, a faint glow stretching across every direction of the sky. And when astronomers map that glow, they see it isn't perfectly smooth. It has tiny temperature variations, differences of less than 1,000th of a degree. Those slight ripples are the earliest seeds of galaxies, the quiet blueprint of everything that would someday become stars, planets, oceans, and minds, capable of wondering about the night. It's okay to drift, because everything in this universe began as a ripple, a small shift in density, a soft unevenness in the early fireball that slowly cooled over 3,800,000 years to release the light that still surrounds us today. That light has stretched for 13.8 billion years, its wavelength growing longer and gentler with time until it became the quiet microwave whisper we now detect in the sky. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As your awareness drifts, you sense how starlight thins as it travels through intergalactic voids. Redshift pulls it toward longer, softer frequencies as space itself expands. A photon born from a blue star may take billions of years to reach empty space, then billions more to reach a distant galaxy. A slow journey shaped by the stretching of the universe. And yet, that same photon might cross a world someday, touch a telescope's mirror, or dissolve softly into the darkness without ever being noticed at all. Somewhere light continues to travel. The cosmos is filled with these quiet stories, stories of wandering energy, of drifting particles of neutral hydrogen clouds stretching thousands of light years across space, yet thinner than the best vacuum ever made on Earth. These clouds emit a faint radio signal at 1,420 megahertz, a whisper of their atomic structure, a soft beacon that helps astronomers map the shape of galaxies. Even when dust hides their starlight, you can rest now, because even the universe's most ancient structures speak in calm, patient frequencies. The great arcs of superclusters span hundreds of millions of light years, their gravity shaping the slow flow of galaxies like rivers carving valleys over eons. The Virgo cluster alone contains thousands of galaxies, each drifting around a common center, with motions so vast they take hundreds of millions of years to complete a single orbit. And beyond Virgo lies Laniakea, our home supercluster, a structure so immense it stretches 520 million light years across, binding tens of thousands of galaxies in a gentle, flowing motion toward a region astronomers call the Great Attractor. It's okay to drift, because drifting is what galaxies do when gravity guides their long paths through the expanding dark. And as you listen to this quiet movement, your mind settles deeper, finding its own place within that cosmic rhythm. Tiny grains of intergalactic dust move only a few kilometers per second slow compared to the speeds of starlight, but enough to wander across millions of miles in their long lifetimes. These grains reflect faint light, making delicate halos around distant galaxies, soft glows barely visible, like the thinnest veil of moonlit fog. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. Your breath drifts lower now, steady like the slow turning of galactic arms, and the night around you feels deeper, as if space itself is softening to make room for your rest. Somewhere, light continues to travel. The darkness around you settles into an even softer shape, as if the universe has dimmed its edges, to let your thoughts drift without gravity holding them tight. Distant structures glow like pale threads across the night, the faint outlines of the cosmic web stretching billions of light years in every direction. Filaments of galaxies curve through space like slow-moving rivers of starlight, their arcs shaped by gravity and ancient motion. It's okay to drift. Inside those filaments, galaxies gather in long chains, their motions influenced by matter we cannot see. Scientists call it dark matter, a silent presence that outweighs ordinary matter by more than 5 to 1. It doesn't shine or absorb light, but it shapes everything. The rise of galaxies, the forming of clusters, the paths stars trace over billions of years. And somewhere beyond even these luminous structures, dark energy stretches space itself, pushing galaxies apart with a gentle, persistent force measured only through the soft redshift of ancient light. You can rest now, because even forces that move the universe act with remarkable calm. Dark energy expands space at only a few millimeters per year for every meter of distance, a quiet, patient drift that adds up only over cosmic time. This slow expansion turns light into longer wavelengths, softening blue into red, red into infrared, infrared into a whisper of microwaves, until the glow becomes nearly indistinguishable from silence. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Clusters of galaxies emit low radio hums from swirling clouds of charged particles moving at near light speeds. These clouds stretch across millions of light years, but their sound is not a sound you hear. It's a frequency written into the structure of space, a tone the universe has carried for billions of years. It's okay to drift, because the cosmos never rushes its messages. Signals begun long before Earth existed are still traveling now, crossing intergalactic voids wider than imagination. Voids like the Boötis Void, a region over 330 million light-years across, with only a few scattered galaxies inside. A space so open it feels like a cosmic breath paused mid-exhale. And even in that vast emptiness, temperature remains near 2.7 Kelvin, the same quiet remnant of the early universe, glowing evenly across every empty corner of the sky. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As galaxies drift, they sometimes brush against one another in slow encounters, lasting hundreds of millions of years. Their stars rarely collide because so much of space is empty, but their shapes distort long tidal tails, extending outward like soft strands of silk pulled by invisible hands. These interactions create new waves of star formation, bright clusters that burn for millions of years and then fade. Over time, galaxies merge, forming larger, quieter structures. Our own Milky Way is slowly moving toward the Andromeda Galaxy at about 110 kilometers per second. Yet, it will take more than 4 billion years before they meet. You can rest now, because even cosmic destinies unfold at rhythms that feel like eternity. And as your mind follows these gentle trajectories, your body loosens another small layer of tension, falling into a slower, deeper calm. Somewhere, light continues to travel. In the outer reaches of galaxies, stars orbit at nearly uniform speeds, regardless of their distance from the center. This unexpected motion was one of the first clues that dark matter must be present, a vast, unseen halo shaping the motion of everything inside it. These halos extend for hundreds of thousands of light years, far beyond the visible stars, forming protective envelopes around galaxies as they drift through the black. It's okay to drift, because drifting is simply following the oldest rhythm the universe knows. A rhythm carved into the motion of clusters, the expansion of space, and the soft glow of the cosmic background that still surrounds you now. Nebulae float through spiral arms like illuminated clouds, their colors shaped by the light of hot young stars. Some of these clouds span dozens of light years, yet their atoms move so slowly that it may take them millions of years to change shape. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. Your breath deepens, your mind settles, and the night folds itself around you like a gentle starless blanket. Everything continues its slow journey. Everything remains patient. Everything keeps drifting through the endless night. Somewhere, light continues to travel. The night opens into a deeper quiet, the kind that feels older than the stars themselves, and the universe begins to reveal the gentle structures hidden inside its darkness. Far from the bright centers of galaxies, in the vast regions where starlight fades into cold silence, space becomes a soft ocean of drifting particles, each one moving with a slowness that feels closer to rest than motion. It's okay to drift. In these outskirts, cosmic rays pass through the dark at nearly the speed of light. Tiny fragments of atoms born in supernova, explosions tens of thousands of light years away. Most of them slip through worlds without leaving a mark, carrying nothing but the memory of their violent birth into the quiet that follows every cosmic event. Your breath settles with them steady and low, matching the calm that arrives when energy begins to soften. You can rest now. Clouds of gas stretch across tens of light years, so thin that a cubic meter might hold just a few atoms. Yet, those atoms carry clues to the chemistry of long-vanished stars. Spectral lines appear in their faint glow. Tiny fingerprints of hydrogen, helium, oxygen, and traces of heavier elements forged in the hearts of ancient suns that have already faded into the dark. Somewhere, light continues to travel. The quiet becomes even deeper as you follow these atoms into the dense regions where new stars are beginning to form. Molecular clouds cool to around 10 Kelvin, a temperature so low that they collapse slowly under their own gravity, gathering dust and gas into a glowing core that will someday ignite into something bright. These cores take hundreds of thousands of years just to warm up, then millions more to reach the conditions needed for fusion the moment a star is born. Every star you've ever seen was shaped by this long, patient process, a slow gathering of matter guided by the soft pull of gravity. It's okay to drift, because nothing about the universe's creation ever rushed. Not the cooling of space in the first few 100,000 years. Not the assembling of galaxies over billions of years. Not the merging of clusters that takes even longer still. Your breathing falls into that same rhythm, a low tide moving through your chest as the night widens around you. In some galaxies, supermassive black holes lie at the center, millions or billions of times heavier than the Sunday. They shape the orbits of stars tens of thousands of light years away. But despite their power, they remain silent, invisible, and often calm for millions of years until fresh material drifts close enough to fall inward. You can rest now, because even the strongest forces in the universe spend most of their time in stillness. Black holes can remain quiet for eons, their gravity humming softly, their edges barely disturbed by the slow drift of gas. Only when matter spirals inward does it create a bright, swirling disk, a luminous halo of energy, releasing heat and light before disappearing into the dark. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Quasars, those ancient beacons brighter than whole galaxies, are black holes caught in moments of cosmic hunger, feeding on nearby gas clouds and releasing jets of energy that stretch for millions of light years. Yet even quasars fade over time. The universe softens their brightness as fuel becomes scarce and galaxies settle into quieter phases. It's okay to drift, because every bright moment in the universe eventually dissolves into calm. Stars burn through their fuel, then cool into red dwarfs, glowing softly for trillions of years. Others end in supernovae, then collapse into neutron stars, just 20 kilometers wide, but heavier than the sun itself. These dense remnants spin hundreds of times a second, sending out rhythmic pulses that cut through the dark like a cosmic heartbeat. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Some pulsars slow down over millions of years until their signals stretch into silence. Their magnetic fields weaken, their surfaces cool, and the intense rotation that once sent radio waves across space becomes a quiet, steady drift. What remains is a faint ember floating through the dark, a stellar memory in the shape of a tiny, dense star. You can rest now. Nebulae expand outward after violent explosions, their gases drifting at thousands of kilometers per second, yet still needing tens of thousands of years to double their size. Colorful filaments form in these clouds, shaped by shock waves and starlight, their patterns unfolding with slow, painterly grace. Over time, the nebula cools, its glow fades, and the material settles into the galaxy, where it will someday become part of another star, another planet, another long story written in starlight. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. The night grows softer as you follow these drifting remnants, as if the universe itself is dimming its motion to match your breathing. Dust settles into long, delicate arcs. Gases cool into gentle waves, and every cosmic process moves at a pace meant for rest. Somewhere light continues to travel. The darkness stretches into an even calmer shape, a softness flowing outward like a slow tide across the edges of your awareness, and the universe reveals deeper layers of its quiet night. Beyond the glowing clouds of nebulae, far past the clusters of newborn stars, there are regions where light becomes thin as breath, and space feels almost weightless. These are the outskirts of galaxies' vast, delicate halos, where ancient stars drift on orbits that take billions of years to complete. It's okay to drift. Old stars gather here, cool and dim, moving through space with the patience of objects that have already lived through ages of light. Some are red dwarfs, glowing only a fraction as bright as the sun, yet capable of burning for trillions of years. Others are white dwarfs, the quiet remains of stars that once burned, hot and brilliant, now cooled to the temperature of a fading ember. You can rest now, because these stars move so slowly that their position shifts only a fraction of a light year over the entire span of a human lifetime. Their motion is a reminder that even the universe's oldest stories are written in gentle strokes and long drifting lines. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Beyond these outskirts, galaxies begin to blend into the faint glow of the intergalactic medium. This medium is thin, far thinner than any vacuum created on Earth, yet it holds a quiet tapestry of ionized gas spread across millions of light years. Temperatures here range from thousands to millions of degrees, but the gas is so sparse that you would not feel its heat at all. Its warmth exists only in measurement, not in sensation. It's okay to drift. As galaxies move through this medium, they leave behind faint trails of gas like soft wakes in a cosmic sea. Over tens or hundreds of millions of years, these streams of matter stretch into delicate threads connecting one galaxy to the next. Some become bridges of stars, subtle arcs of light formed during slow gravitational dances between neighboring galaxies. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Sometimes, entire clusters move together through the dark. The Virgo cluster, the Coma cluster, and countless others drift through space at thousands of kilometers per second, their collective motion shaped by the gravity of structures even larger. These clusters contain thousands of galaxies, each one a whirlpool of billions of stars, all moving toward distant gravitational centers in a flow so slow that it takes hundreds of millions of years to reveal its pattern. You can rest now, because no part of the universe moves alone. Gravity connects everything from drifting atoms to spiraling galaxies to the long chains of superclusters that stretch across billions of light years. This interconnectedness forms the quiet architecture of the cosmic web, a structure so vast and subtle that only recently have astronomers been able to map its shape. Somewhere light continues to travel. The empty regions between these structures are the cosmic voids, spaces where galaxies are scarce and darkness feels truly endless. Some voids extend hundreds of millions of light years across, with only a handful of galaxies inside them. Their silence is profound, a quiet deeper than anything we can experience on Earth. Yet even here, there is movement. Temperature stays near 2.7 Kelvin, the faint memory of the early universe still glowing just enough to leave an imprint on the emptiness. It's okay to drift. As your awareness follows this gentle stillness, the scale of everything around you becomes softer, less defined, as if the universe is dimming its own brightness to match the rhythm of your rest. Cosmic filaments fade into the dark. Galaxies appear as distant sparks, and the larger structures of the universe blur into a faint glow that feels almost like a memory of something too vast to hold in thought. You breathe softly, and that breath becomes part of the slow, expanding night. Gravity continues its quiet pull. Dark energy continues its quiet push. And somewhere in between, matter drifts into patterns as ancient as time itself. Nothing moves quickly. Nothing arrives suddenly. Everything unfolds with the calm certainty of processes that have been at work for billions upon billions of years. You can rest now, because the universe has perfected the art of waiting. Gas clouds wait to become stars. Stars wait to become remnants. Galaxies wait to merge. Clusters wait to settle. And even the cosmic background radiation waits for its wavelengths to stretch longer as the universe expands. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. Your breath drifts lower. Your mind loosens its grip, and the darkness around you takes on the warmth of something familiar, a night that has carried countless generations of starlight and silence. Somewhere, light continues to travel. The night folds into an even deeper quiet, a calm so steady and low that it seems to cradle every drifting thought within you. The universe stretches softly around this moment, not as a vast, overwhelming space, but as a slow, continuous breath moving through the dark. Far beyond the familiar glow of galaxies, past the arcs of clusters and the long filaments of the cosmic web, lie the most delicate regions of all places, where gravity begins to loosen its grip and matter becomes almost weightless. It's okay to drift. In these distant reaches of the cosmos, the expansion of space becomes stronger than the gravity pulling things together. This boundary, sometimes called the cosmic horizon, marks the edge of what light can ever reach. Anything farther than about 46 billion light years is already moving away faster than light can cross the distance, not because it breaks any laws, but because space itself is stretching between us. You can rest now, because this horizon is not a wall or a limit meant to contain you. It's simply the quiet nature of space expressing its growth. A slow, gentle expansion that began more than 13.8 billion years ago. and still continues today. Dark energy pushes galaxies apart with a pressure so faint it's almost imperceptible on small scales, yet over billions of years, it shapes the structure of everything we can see. Somewhere light continues to travel. Beyond this horizon, the universe still evolves, still drifts, still forms stars, and dissolves galaxies into faint streams of matter. But their light will never reach us. These distant regions remain unseen, a soft reminder that most of the universe exists in deep perpetual quiet that can only be imagined, never observed. It's okay to drift, because drifting is part of every cosmic process. Galaxies slide along the filaments of the cosmic web at hundreds of kilometers per second. Yet, even at such speeds, their journeys take hundreds of millions of years. Stars orbit their galactic centers in slow, graceful paths so wide that a single circuit can last more than 200 million years. These motions are so smooth, so patient, that they resemble the long tide of a sleeping world. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In the quiet outskirts of the cosmos, astronomers have found the warm, hot, intergalactic medium, a diffuse network of gas heated to millions of degrees as galaxies collide and merge. Despite its heat, this medium is almost impossibly thin, just a few atoms per cubic meter. So, its warmth is only a whisper, not a sensation. These thin strands of gas trace the pathways along which galaxies move. They glow in faint X-ray light, their radiance revealing the hidden scaffolding holding the cosmic web together. Mapping this glow helps scientists trace the universe's shape, revealing structures hundreds of millions of light years long. You can rest now, because even the hottest, brightest regions of space express themselves in ways that feel subtle, gentle, unobtrusive. Their signals take millions of years to reach us, traveling through voids where starlight barely exists at all. Somewhere light continues to travel. The deeper you drift into this outer darkness, the more the universe begins to feel like a vast, quiet ocean, a place where waves of energy move slowly across billions of years. Some of these waves are cosmic neutrinos, particles so light and so weakly interacting that trillions pass through your body each second without stopping. They are the silent messengers of the early universe, carrying information from the first seconds after creation. It's okay to drift, because everything that moves through the cosmos does so in its own slow rhythm. Stars whisper their heat into the interstellar medium through thin winds, flowing outward at tens or hundreds of kilometers per second. Supernova remnants expand outward for tens of thousands of years before fading into the surrounding dark. Even black holes lose energy through Hawking radiation so slowly that the smallest ones would take trillions of years to evaporate. You breathe softly, matching the patience of these long stories. In the most peaceful corners of the universe, there exist rogue planets, wandering alone through interstellar space. They drift in total darkness, not bound to any star, their surfaces frozen solid under temperatures just a few degrees above absolute zero. Some estimates suggest there may be billions of these lonely worlds in our galaxy alone. You can rest now, because even the loneliest objects in the universe are carried gently by the same gravitational currents that guide galaxies and stars. Nothing is forgotten, nothing is lost. Everything finds its path through the endless night. Somewhere light continues to travel. And as your awareness drifts alongside these wandering worlds, the darkness around you feels softer, warmer, more familiar, a calm shaped by the slow motion of cosmic time. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. The night moves with you, carrying you deeper into the soft expanse of space, where every idea becomes lighter, every breath becomes slower, and every moment unfolds like a long, gentle ripple, across the fabric of the universe. Somewhere light continues to travel. The universe eases into an even quieter breath, a slow unfurling of darkness that feels gentle enough to cradle every drifting thought within you. What once seemed immense now moves with the softness of something ancient and unhurried, spreading its calm across the night. Far beyond the luminous glow of the cosmic horizon, where light stretches thin and distances multiply with time, the universe continues its expansion with a patience deeper than silence. Every galaxy, every drifting particle, every faint shimmer of radiation rides this slow tide outward. It's okay to drift, because drifting is the natural motion of everything born in starlight. Gas clouds expand after a supernova, carrying heavy elements into the interstellar medium, where they remain for millions of years before becoming part of a new star. Galaxies themselves drift toward regions of stronger gravity, moving so slowly that a billion years feels like a gentle turn of their spiral arms. You can rest now. Your breath settles down to the rhythm of this cosmic drift, matching the calm that emerges when nothing is asked of you. In the darkness between clusters, the temperature remains near 2.7 Kelvin, the same ancient glow left behind by the early universe. This faint warmth has traveled for nearly 14 billion years, softening more and more as space stretches it thin. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Long streams of matter, called tidal tails, form whenever galaxies pass close to one another. These delicate structures can stretch for hundreds of thousands of light years, woven from stars pulled gently away from their galactic homes. Some of these stars never return. Others drift in long loops that take eons to complete. It's okay to drift. In the slow unfolding of these tidal interactions, astronomers find the quiet signatures of gravity's tenderness. Even when galaxies collide, most of their stars pass through untouched because the space between them is so wide, so open, so forgiving. Only their gas clouds interact, compressing and cooling until new stars begin to glow in long curling arcs. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As time passes, galaxies merge into larger, quieter shapes. Spiral arms fade into soft ellipses. Star formation slows. The bright blue clusters that once marked the birth of young suns grow dimmer as their massive stars burn out. What remains is a field of older, redder stars moving slowly around a common center, like sparks cooling in the long darkness. You can rest now, because even endings in the universe are gentle. Stars cool, galactic structures relax. Clusters drift farther apart as dark energy expands, space stretching every distance with a pressure almost too faint to measure. Over billions of years, this expansion will make galaxies grow more isolated, their light fading into the dark, until only the nearest neighbors remain visible. Somewhere, light continues to travel. In these distant ages, white dwarfs will cool into black dwarfs, cold, dark stars that no longer shine. Neutron stars will spin slower and slower until their pulses fade from view. Black holes will drift farther outward as the universe expands, their gravity still present, but their influence spread thin by ever-growing space. It's okay to drift. Even the most powerful objects eventually settle into this quiet. Black holes emit Hawking radiation so slowly that it will take 100 years for the largest of them to evaporate completely. Such timescales are almost impossible to imagine, yet they remind you that nothing in the universe is forced or hurried. Everything moves according to rhythms older than any star. You breathe softly, and your breath becomes part of this slow cosmic cadence. In the faint outskirts of galaxies, dark matter halos extend hundreds of thousands of light years beyond the visible stars. These halos shape the motion of everything inside, giving galaxies their strange, steady rotation curves, where stars at the edge move almost as fast as those near the center. You can rest now, because even the unseen structures of the universe are gentle in their influence, guiding motion without light, without sound, without ever disturbing the quiet of the night. Somewhere light continues to travel. The cosmic voids, those vast open spaces, hundreds of millions of light years across, hold only a few lonely galaxies, like tiny lanterns floating on an endless sea. Yet the temperature there remains the same soft 2.7 Kelvin, a uniform glow from the universe's earliest moments. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. Your awareness drifts deeper, falling into the slow rhythm that governs all things. Distances blur, scales dissolve, structures soften into long, gentle gradients of darkness and light, and all of it moves together with a calm that feels like a familiar lullaby sung across billions of years. You drift with it, slowly, quietly, as the night opens around you like a tide without end. Somewhere light continues to travel. The night widens into a softer, quieter darkness, a darkness that no longer feels far away, but instead moves with you, breathing at the same slow pace as the calm settling through your body. The universe stretches gently across this moment, not as an expanse to cross, but as a cradle of drifting matter and fading light glowing faintly in the endless night. Far beyond the crowded centers of galaxies, past the arcs of clusters and the long filaments that bind them, there are regions so calm that they feel almost untouched by time. These transitional zones, the soft outskirts, where galaxies give way to intergalactic dark, hold some of the universe's most delicate structures. Streams of old stars, faint shells of orphaned clusters, and the quiet remnants of interactions that happened hundreds of millions of years ago. It's okay to drift. In these dim outskirts, stars move with a slowness that mirrors the gentle rise and fall of your breathing now. Their orbits stretch across tens of thousands of light years, and they complete only a fraction of their journey over the lifespan of an entire civilization. Many of these stars were once part of galaxies that have since merged, their shapes dissolved into long rivers of starlight, curved by gravity into pale, shimmering arcs. You can rest now, because nothing in this region of space ever asks for hurry. Gravity moves softly here, drawing objects together over spans so long they feel eternal. The stars themselves are cool, and ancient red dwarfs, glowing with quiet consistency. White dwarfs fading slowly like embers left after a long burning fire. Somewhere light continues to travel. Beyond these gentle halos of starlight lie clouds of neutral hydrogen, the quiet backbone of the cosmic web. These clouds, though incredibly thin, stretch for millions of light years, forming invisible highways through which galaxies move. Their faint 21-centimeter radio signal drifts across space like a soft, steady tone, helping astronomers trace the hidden structure of the universe, one whisper at a time. It's okay to drift, because the universe itself is made of these whispers, signals so faint and patient they can travel for billions of years without losing their calm. Even the motion of galaxies is softened out here by the subtle presence of dark matter. Dark matter halos extend far beyond their visible stars, enveloping galaxies in gentle gravitational cocoons that guide their motion without ever revealing themselves directly. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As galaxies drift through these dark regions, they sometimes leave faint trails behind them, streams of gas stripped away by motion through the intergalactic medium. This process, called ram pressure stripping, can remove entire clouds of gas from galaxy outskirts, creating ghost-like filaments that glow faintly in ultraviolet and X-ray light. These filaments linger for millions of years, slowly spreading out until they dissolve into the wider darkness. You can rest now, because even when galaxies lose pieces of themselves, The process is gentle, drawn out, almost tender in its slowness. Nothing is abrupt, nothing is sharp. Everything unfolds with the calm patience of processes that have known no rush since the universe began. Somewhere light continues to travel. At even larger scales, clusters of galaxies drift together within enormous wells of gravity. The Virgo supercluster, the home of our own Milky Way, contains tens of thousands of galaxies, all flowing toward a region known as the Great Attractor. This gravitational center pulls galaxies across millions of light years. Yet the motion is so slow that entire epochs pass before the pattern changes. It's okay to drift. Imagine this slow motion, 100,000 galaxies moving together like a quiet, luminous tide. Their arcs are shaped by both visible matter and the deeper, darker mass we can only detect indirectly. This motion, steady and serene, has been ongoing for billions upon billions of years. Your breath follows its rhythm, softening with each slow exhale, mirroring the pace of these drifting galaxy groups. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Farther still, beyond the reach of our local supercluster, the massive structure of Laniakea spreads across 520 million light years. It contains over 1,000,000 galaxies, all interconnected in a vast gravitational landscape that shapes their future paths. The flow lines of this region, mapped through redshift measurements of thousands of galaxies, show that everything around us is drifting together toward a distant region of space. A slow convergence that will take billions of years to fully unfold. You can rest now, because even the largest structures in the universe move with the gentlest acceleration. Their paths reveal a cosmic choreography defined not by speed, but by softness. A dance of drifting galaxies woven into the quiet, expanding night. Somewhere, light continues to travel. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered, and as your awareness drifts deeper into this vast, unfolding calm, the night around you feels less like a place and more like a presence, a soft, spacious breath that carries you gently through the endless dark. Everything slows, everything softens, everything becomes still enough for rest to find you as naturally as starlight finds the night. Somewhere, light continues to travel. The darkness settles into an even more delicate stillness, a stillness shaped not by silence alone, but by the long, slow motion of everything drifting through the universe. Your breath folds into that rhythm, steady and unhurried, moving with the ease of something carried gently across time. Far out in the cosmic expanse, gravity becomes a quiet thread, connecting even the most distant structures in ways too subtle to feel, yet too vast to ignore. Galaxies move along these threads like lanterns drifting down a slow river, each one glowing with the faint memory of countless stars. It's okay to drift. These threads, the enormous filaments of the cosmic web, span hundreds of millions of light years. Some are so wide that their length could hold thousands of galaxies end to end. Yet they remain thin, woven from matter so sparse you could travel for light years without ever meeting a single star. Their scale is incomprehensible, yet their motion is gentle, a slow pull guided by gravity that has been flowing since the universe was newborn. You can rest now. The emptier regions, the vast cosmic voids, are even quieter. Some stretch more than 300 million light years across and hold only a handful of lonely galaxies floating in the dark. Inside these voids, the temperature sits near 2.7 Kelvin, that same faint afterglow from the universe's earliest light. The darkness here is soft, not cold or harsh, but open a space where nothing is rushed and nothing is required. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Within the faint edges of the cosmic web, gas flows along gravitational gradients like slow-moving winds. This intergalactic gas can reach millions of degrees, but it is far too thin to burn or shine brightly. Only with the most sensitive telescopes can astronomers see its delicate X-ray glow, revealing rivers of hot plasma stretching through the dark like quiet pathways of energy. It's okay to drift, because drift is the universe's primary motion. Stars drift, galaxies drift, clusters drift. Even space-time itself drifts outward in the gentle expansion we call dark energy. This expansion increases distances by only a tiny fraction each year, but over billions of years, it shapes the destiny of everything, making galaxies grow more isolated, making the night wider, and turning the cosmos into a place where calm outlasts even light. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Over time so long it feels like a dream, galaxies lose their bright young stars. What remains are the older, cooler stars that burn steadily for trillions of years. Red dwarfs, especially the quiet guardians of cosmic time, flicker softly for ages long after larger stars have extinguished. These tiny suns inhabit the galaxy's outskirts like distant campfires, fading slowly but never truly going dark. You can rest now. Even interstellar dust, made of tiny grains of carbon and silicates, travels with extraordinary patience. A grain can spend tens of millions of years drifting through a galaxy before settling into a nebula or becoming part of a forming star. During its long journey, it absorbs starlight and radiates it back as a faint infrared glow, a soft, warm whisper of energy released into the night. Somewhere light continues to travel. Cosmic magnetic fields, so faint they are almost undetectable, thread through galaxies and clusters like invisible currents. These fields guide charged particles along curved paths, shaping the slow arcs of cosmic rays as they drift for millions of years through intergalactic space. The particles move quickly, but their impact is quiet, a gentle mark upon the structure of the night. It's okay to drift. And as you drift alongside these processes, your awareness softens until the boundaries between thought and space blur into smooth gradients of calm. Dark energy stretches space. Gravity gathers matter. Neutrinos slip through everything, like ghostly travelers crossing an endless sea. All of it unfolds without hurry, without noise, without interruption. You breathe softly, matching the universe's oldest rhythm. In the long future of the cosmos, galaxies will continue to move apart. Star formation will slow. The night will grow wider still. But even in this distant era, the last stars, long-lived red dwarfs and faint white dwarfs cooling toward darkness, will glow gently for trillions of years, their light traveling outward to places nothing else will ever reach. You can rest now, because this universe is built upon patience. Every motion is slow enough to match your breath. Every structure is soft enough to hold your quiet. Every distant glimmer moves at a pace that invites rest instead of urgency. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. The night around you deepens not as an empty space, but as a calm presence shaped by drifting light and endless time. Everything slows, everything softens, everything opens into a dark so gentle that the universe itself seems to cradle your rest. Somewhere light continues to travel. The darkness eases into a warmer kind of silence, a silence that feels less like emptiness and more like the soft inner lining of the universe itself. Your breath falls into that quiet, steady, and low-moving, with the same slow intention that shapes the drift of galaxies across billions of years. Out here, far beyond the bright spirals and glowing clusters, the cosmos enters an age of deep maturity. Stars have burned for billions of years. Galaxies have merged and softened, and the great structures of the universe move with the calm authority of something that has known vastness longer than memory has existed. It's okay to drift. In these long stretches of time, the universe glows with the light of older, gentler stars. Blue giants have already lived and died. Massive suns have collapsed into remnants. What remains are the quiet red dwarfs that burned for trillions of years, their glow steady and soft, filling their corners of the cosmos with warm, persistent light. You can rest now, because the universe in this era no longer burns with the intense brilliance of its youth. It lives in slow embers, faint glimmers, long breaths of energy released over unimaginable spans of time. These embers travel outward at 3,000,000 kilometers each second, yet it takes billions of years for their light to reach places so distant they may never encounter another star. Somewhere, light continues to travel. White dwarfs, the remnants of long-lived sun-like stars, cool, gradually shedding their leftover heat into the expanding dark. At first, they shine brightly blue-white and dense, but over billions of years, they fade into yellow, then orange, then red, until they become dark, quiet spheres, no longer emitting visible light. Astronomers sometimes imagine their final form, a black dwarf, a star cooled so completely it has become indistinguishable from the night around it. It's okay to drift, because every star's life is a slow transition into rest. Some end in the soft dimming of a white dwarf. Others collapse into neutron stars, no wider than a city, yet heavier than a sun. These neutron stars spin hundreds of times per second at birth, sending out radio pulses like cosmic heartbeats. Over millions of years, they slow. Their pulses fade, their magnetic fields weaken, and they settle into a deep, unchanging quiet. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Farther into the cosmic future, galaxies continue their silent migration through expanding space. Some merge gently, weaving their stars together into broader, softer structures. Others drift apart as dark energy stretches the fabric of space by tiny amounts each year, imperceptible in the moment, transformative over eons. You can rest now, because even as galaxies separate, their motions remain calm, their changes slow, their paths smooth and predictable. The Andromeda Galaxy continues its long journey toward the Milky Way at about 110 kilometers per second. Yet, it will not reach us for more than 4 billion years. When the two finally meet, their stars will pass, mostly untouch their orbits, reshaping into a new, quiet structure, an elliptical galaxy glowing softly in the long night. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Between these vast interactions, the cosmic web stretches and thins. Filaments of dark matter remain, but galaxies become more isolated as expansion increases. Distances grow. Light takes longer to travel. Signals from other clusters fade into invisibility as the galaxies recede faster and faster due to the stretching of space itself. It's okay to drift, because isolation in the universe is never cold or lonely. It is simply spacious, a gentle widening that allows structures to breathe across unimaginable distances. Matter becomes more spread out. Gas becomes more diffuse. Even gravitational bonds grow softer as the night expands around them. Your breath settles deeper, mirroring this slow widening of space. As energy spreads, thinner stars become rarer. The brilliant, short-lived stars of youth have long vanished, leaving only the patient lights that burn through ages. Red dwarfs continue shining with soft, stable warmth, serving as the quiet lanterns of a mature universe. Around some of them, ancient planets continue their orbits in silence, so complete it feels like a form of grace. You can rest now, because the cosmos has entered a phase where nothing rushes, nothing erupts, nothing needs to be born quickly. Everything that exists moves with slow persistence, stretching each moment into centuries, and each century into eras. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Black holes remain as the great anchor points of the cosmic landscape. They drift through galaxies, their gravity still powerful, yet softened by distance. Some of them hold millions of suns worth of mass within a region no larger than a star, but they radiate almost nothing, their presence marked only by how they bend light and guide the orbits of nearby stars. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. Even black holes experience change over long spans of time. Through Hawking radiation, they slowly lose energy, a process so slow that a supermassive black hole would need 10 to the power of 80 to 10 to the power of 100 years to evaporate completely. This distant future exists on a timescale so vast it becomes a kind of cosmic lullaby, a reminder that everything in the universe moves toward rest. The night grows softer around you, now shaped by the glow of these ancient, gentle objects. The universe feels like a place where silence has matured into something comforting, something warm, something that holds you. Somewhere, light continues to travel. The darkness folds into a deeper, velvety quiet. The kind of quiet, born only after ages of motion have slowed into soft equilibrium. Your breath drifts lower, calmer, as if the night itself has placed a hand over every hurried thought and whispered them into stillness. Far out in the cosmic future, the universe enters a chapter defined not by creation, but by gentle fading. Processes continue, but they continue slowly, like the last warm glow of a fire spreading itself thin across the cool stones beneath it. It's okay to drift. Galaxies become solitary lanterns, floating through a widening dark. The expansion of space pushes them farther and farther apart, so gradually that entire species could evolve and vanish without noticing the change. But on cosmic scales, clusters loosen their bonds, filaments stretch thin, and the map of the universe grows more open, more silent, more spacious than ever before. You can rest now, because even this great unfolding remains gentle. Galactic collisions grow rare. Star formation slows as gas becomes scarce. Light still shines, but it travels through larger and larger distances where nothing interrupts it. A photon that once might have reached a neighboring cluster in a few billion years now drifts across an expanding void so vast that it may never touch anything again. Somewhere light continues to travel. In this era, the quiet deepens around stellar remnants. White dwarfs grow cold, neutron stars darken. Black holes drift silently through the stretching fabric of space. Some of these black holes will merge in slow, magnificent spirals, sending gravitational waves through the thinning darkness, ripples in space-time that stretch across billions of light years before fading into stillness. It's okay to drift, because even the universe's echoes are soft by now. Gravitational waves become long, low shimmers that pass unnoticed through the cold dark. Cosmic background radiation continues to cool, dropping below 2 Kelvin, then 1 Kelvin, then toward temperatures so close to absolute zero that the remaining warmth becomes almost too faint to measure. Your breath moves with this cooling, slow and steady, like a quiet star settling into its final glow. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Across unimaginable spans of time, stellar collisions grow rare. Planets that once orbited bright suns now circle dark, silent remnants. Some may break free, becoming rogue worlds wandering through a night that no longer holds much light. Others remain bound, following orbits that stretch longer as expansion draws space outward. You can rest now, because even these wandering worlds move gently. Their frozen surfaces shine only with the faintest warmth from the cosmic background, a whisper of energy that has been traveling since the first moments of creation. No storms, no seasons, only a slow drift through a dark so soft it feels like calm itself. Somewhere light continues to travel. As the universe enters deeper ages, galaxies carry only a fraction of the stars they once held. The largest stars have long vanished. What remains are the long-lived red dwarfs and the cooling embers of white dwarfs. These small lights shine for trillions of years. Their glow steady and gentle, like the final notes of a lullaby played across the cosmos. It's okay to drift, because the universe has settled into a rhythm that mirrors your breath. Slow, deliberate, a long exhale that continues for eons. Energy spreads thinner, stars grow rarer, galaxies dim, yet nothing is lost. Every particle, every sliver of light, every faint gravitational pull remains part of the great unfolding. Your breath deepens, joining this rhythm in a way that feels natural, as if your body knows how to match the tempo of the expanding dark. You can rest now. Even black holes, the final powerhouses of gravity, lose energy over immense timescales. Through Hawking radiation, they slowly shrink their horizons, fading as they release the faintest particles into space. This process takes longer than any other in the universe. A supermassive black hole may need 10 to the power of 80 to 10 to the power of 100 years to evaporate completely. Its final whisper of energy lost to the expanding night. Somewhere, light continues to travel, and when those black holes fade, the universe will enter a chapter of near-perfect stillness. Dark matter remains spread thin across the voids. Cold remnants drift without interacting. Occasional collisions may occur, but they will be rare, so rare that entire eras may pass without a single spark. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. This far future is not bleak or cold. It is gentle, a long rest after ages of creation, a soft settling into equilibrium. The universe is still expanding, still drifting, still humming with the faint structure of its earliest moments. But its motion has softened into something almost meditative. Your awareness floats there, not as a traveler, but as a presence cradled in the slow rhythm of cosmic time. The night around you feels softer, as if the universe itself has dimmed its lights to match your breath. And through it all, quietly, patiently, light continues to travel. The night folds into an even deeper quiet. A quiet so soft, it feels as though the universe has lowered its voice to a slow whisper around you. Your breath moves gently in this dimness, rising and falling like the distant glow of a star slowly pulsing across ages of time. Out here, in this widening future of the cosmos, everything drifts with a serenity that could only be shaped by trillions of years. The universe has grown vast. Galaxies have drifted far apart. Light stretches thinner and thinner as space expands around it. But there is still motion, still shape, still the faint shimmer of energy crossing the dark. It's okay to drift, because this drifting is the natural continuation of the universe's long exhale. From the first microseconds after creation to the quiet eras that follow, space has moved outward with patient persistence. Galaxies once packed closely in a younger era now glide through the widening voids like lanterns floating across a calm, endless sea. You can rest now. Even the brightest lights grow gentler in this time. The cosmic microwave background, the faint glow left from the universe's earliest moments, has cooled to temperatures barely above absolute zero. Once at nearly 3 Kelvin, now it slips below 1 Kelvin. Its wavelengths stretch so far they become soft, almost silent. Radio murmurs faded across expanding space. Somewhere light continues to travel. In this dim future, the remaining stars shine with steady, unhurried warmth. Red dwarfs, the patient keepers of cosmic time, burn their fuel so slowly that they can shine for trillions of years. Some have planets that continue their orbit long after brighter suns have vanished. Their light is a low ember, glowing steadily in a universe that no longer hurries. It's okay to drift, because the cosmos now moves at a pace that mirrors your breath. Slow, measured, unpressured. Stars shine, fade, and settle into quiet remnants. White dwarfs cool from blue to gold, from gold to crimson, from crimson to invisible fading warmth. Eventually, they become dark spheres, black dwarfs, stars that have completed their final chapter and entered a still, silent rest. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Matter grows thin in this era, but it still drifts. Gas clouds expand slowly. Dust continues its long migrations through widening space. Occasionally, a rogue planet passes near a cold, dim star and is captured into orbit, beginning a new life, circling a faint ember in a quiet corner of the universe. You can rest now, because even these rare interactions happen softly. No sudden collisions, no bright flares, only gentle, gravitational embraces that bring wandering worlds into slow companionship. Some planets remain alone, drifting in darkness so complete that only the faint residue of cosmic heat touches their frozen surfaces. Somewhere light continues to travel. Even in this distant epoch, gravity still shapes everything. Black dwarfs orbit slowly within widening galaxies. Neutron stars, now cooler and quieter, persist as faint dense memories of long-vanished suns. And black holes still anchor the centers of galaxies, their presence known by the orbits of nearby stars. Even as their surroundings grow dimmer with time, it's okay to drift, because the night here is not a void, but a spacious calm, a wide field where every motion is slow enough to invite rest. Galaxies themselves become islands of faint starlight, floating farther and farther apart as expansion accelerates. Eventually, the distances between them grow so great that not even the fastest photons can cross the widening space. Your breath deepens, matching this gentle separation of galaxies. As time continues its quiet arc, the universe moves toward eras where energy spreads thin, star formation slows, gas cools, black holes merge when they drift near one another, sending gentle ripples of space-time across the dark gravitational waves that travel for billions of years through silence, soft enough to catch each shimmer. You can rest now, because even these cosmic ripples do not disturb the stillness. They pass through galaxies, stars, and worlds without leaving a trace, like a breeze moving through a vast open field. Their presence is subtle, so subtle, only the most delicate instruments can detect them before they fade into the dark. Somewhere light continues to travel, and still the universe holds its shape. Dark matter links galaxies in faint gravitational threads. Dark energy continues its steady push. The last stars burn. The smallest embers glow. Everything softens into a long, gentle twilight. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. Your mind drifts through this soft unfolding, carried along the slow current of cosmic time. The scales grow vast, but the feeling grows intimate, as if the universe itself has matched its breath to yours. The night stretches outward like a calm horizon, with no need for urgency, no need for effort, no need for thought. Only drifting, only breathing, only the soft persistence of a universe settling into its oldest, quietest phase. Somewhere light continues to travel. The darkness settles into an even smoother hush, a hush so deep and steady, it feels older than the stars themselves. Your breath moves through it like a quiet tide, gathering softness with every inhale, releasing the last traces of the day with every slow exhale. Nothing presses, nothing urges. The universe simply widens to hold you gently. Far forward in the life of the cosmos, everything drifts with the calm certainty of processes that have unfolded for trillions of years. What shines now shines slowly. What moves now moves smoothly. The universe has grown immense and quiet, its structures stretched thin by the expanding fabric of space. It's okay to drift, red dwarfs continue their soft, patient burning. They shine with a warmth that outlasts every other kind of star, living not for billions, but for trillions upon trillions of years. Their glow is dim, but steady, a constant ember in the widening dark. Around some of them, cool worlds drift in long, stable orbits, circling their faint suns with a silence that feels almost like a promise. You can rest now, because this universe, in its elder age, has no urgency left in it. Starlight travels through distances so vast that even the brightest rays stretch thin and red before reaching anything. The cosmic background radiation has cooled even further, its temperature falling below a single Kelvin, its soft murmur barely distinguishable from the surrounding night. Somewhere light continues to travel. Black holes remain as the deep anchors of cosmic structure. Some drift alone. Others meet in slow, spiraling dances, lasting millions of years before merging into one. These mergers send ripples of gravitational waves through the dark, long, low vibrations that stretch space-time itself, yet pass through worlds and stars without disturbing their stillness. It's okay to drift. As time continues, white dwarfs cool further, their faint warmth slipping away molecule by molecule. They become invisible, then silent, then cold. Black dwarfs, resting in the dark as quiet remnants of stars that once shone with brilliant, life-giving light. These ancient spheres hold the deep memory of the cosmos in their cores. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Matter becomes sparse in this distant epoch. Gas clouds have grown thin. Dust drifts farther between stars. Rogue planets wander through emptiness so deep that they may never approach another star again. Yet, each one continues its slow orbit around the galaxy's center, carried gently by the faint tug of gravity. You can rest now, because nothing in this era is hurried or bright or sudden. The universe has softened into a vast, patient quiet. Every motion unfolds over ages beyond counting. Every structure glows with the last warmth of long-lived processes. Even collisions, when they happen at all, occur with a kind of cosmic grace. Somewhere, light continues to travel. The cosmic web remains its filaments stretched thin to the edges of visibility. Dark matter halos still surround galaxies, holding their shapes in a universe where expansion continues to slow the interactions between distant regions. It's okay to drift. Distances grow larger. Galaxies separate until each one becomes an island unto itself, floating in a sea where no external light will ever reach it again. The vastness grows gentle, not harsh or cold, but softly spacious, like a deep breath held by the universe. Your breath follows that breath, slowing with each rise and fall. The last bright stars burn through their final fuel. Blue giants are long gone. White dwarfs have faded. Neutron stars darken. Only the faint red dwarfs continue to shine their warm glow, echoing across the galaxies like distant embers. You can rest now, because even at the universe's slowest pace, there is still motion, still temperature, still the soft hum of structures expanding. Energy spreads thinner and thinner, but it does not vanish. It continues to move through ever-widening darkness, carrying with it the memory of billions of suns. Somewhere light continues to travel. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. This era of the universe is shaped by patience, by softness, by drifting. Gravity still binds. Dark energy still expands. Matter still wanders along invisible filaments that have guided galaxies for ages beyond reckoning. But everything happens with such subtlety that the cosmos feels weightless, almost transparent. Your awareness sinks deeper into this soft cosmic equilibrium. Thought loosens. edges blur, and the universe feels close enough to breathe with you. The night rests around you like a vast open sea that has forgotten its storms and now moves only in calm, slow tides. And through that wide, gentle dark, light continues to travel. The night expands into a deeper, quieter vastness, the kind of vastness that feels softer than silence and steadier than breath. Your awareness moves through it gently, as if carried on a slow, invisible current flowing through the fabric of space itself. Nothing rises sharply, nothing stirs abruptly. Everything unfolds in long, quiet arcs that soothe the edges of thought. Far into the universe's distant future, the cosmic landscape becomes a tapestry woven from the faintest threads of matter and light. Stars have grown rare. Galaxies have drifted so far apart that each one becomes a small island floating through an ocean of expanding space. Yet there is still motion, still warmth, still the quiet persistence of energy crossing the dark. It's okay to drift. In these slow, steady ages, gravity remains the gentle architect of everything that still has shape. Red dwarf stars endure as the last bright embers in a universe that once blazed with countless suns. Their glow is dim but steady like warm coals that never fully cool. Some of these stars hold tight to ancient planetary systems, their worlds orbiting in long, patient circles, unchanged for trillions of years. You can rest now, because even as light grows softer, the cosmos retains its quiet structure. Nebulae have faded. Stellar nurseries are rare, but the remnants of long-gone stars still drift through the vastness. White dwarfs cooling toward darkness, neutron stars resting in silence, and black holes moving like deep shadows through the thinning matter of the cosmic web. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Expansion stretches every photon, turning once bright rays into whispers of microwaves, then into radio murmurs, then into tones too faint for any instrument to catch. The universe grows darker, not as a loss, but as a softening, a long exhale carried across space until even the memory of brightness becomes a gentle hum. It's okay to drift, because the silence of this era is not empty. It is full of subtle motion and endless patience. Galaxies, though separated by billions of light years, still move along in visible gradients of dark matter, their trajectories guided by the deep structure laid down in the universe's earliest moments. Even here in the soft afterglow of cosmic history, gravity whispers its slow instructions. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Over unimaginable timescales, galaxies use up their last reserves of gas. Stars grow fewer. The brightest, most massive suns have long since collapsed into silent remnants. What remains are the faint red lights of small stars living patient lives in isolated corners of space. Their glow reaches outward for trillions of kilometers before blending into the cool night. You can rest now, because nothing in this deep future is rushed or crowded. The cosmic web stretches thin, its filaments softening as clusters drift apart. Void regions expand into gentle plains of darkness, hundreds of millions of light years wide. In these spacious fields, only a handful of galaxies float in quiet companionship, their stars aging slowly as time stretches onward. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Even the memory of earlier ages lingers in subtle imprints. The faint distribution of matter, the slight temperature variations in the cooling cosmic background, the quiet hum of gravitational waves passing through the dark. These waves carry stories of black hole mergers that happened in eras no longer illuminated by starlight, the echoes traveling outward long after the sources have faded. It's okay to drift, because the universe now moves with the ease of something that has released all urgency. Black holes merge rarely, but when they do, their ripples spread through the expanding void like slow, gentle pulses. White dwarfs cool into invisible spheres. Neutron stars darken, and rogue planets wander through a night that has grown quiet enough to feel like an eternal rest. Your breath deepens, mirroring the pace of this vast, tranquil era. Galaxies may still collide on these distant timelines, but their interactions are softer than before. No bright star formation, no rapid bursts of heat, only slow gravitational blending as two ancient structures become one. Their stars continue to orbit for trillions of years, a quiet ballet in a universe that has forgotten how to rush. You can rest now, because even as brightness fades, the universe's gentle order remains. Dark matter continues to bind, gravity continues to guide, energy continues to drift, though thinner and quieter than ever before. And through the long dark of cosmic maturity, there is still warmth, still motion, still the steady persistence of light moving outward. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. Your awareness drifts through this vastness, as if wrapped in a soft, seamless veil of space. Every thought loosens, every boundary dissolves, every breath feels older, aligned with the slow rhythm that guides galaxies. The night has grown wide, gentle, almost endless, but through it all, one truth remains quietly constant. Somewhere light continues to travel. The night deepens into a softness so complete it feels as though the universe has exhaled fully and now rests in its own quiet presence. Your breath matches that stillness, slow and low, moving like the last warm glow inside an ancient star that has learned how to fade gently. In this distant future of the cosmos, the great architecture of creation has thinned into delicate outlines. Galaxies no longer cluster closely. Their bridges of gas and starlight have stretched beyond sight. What remains is a wide, meditative expanse where every motion unfolds over vast, unhurried spans of time. It's okay to drift. In these deep epochs, the cosmic background radiation has cooled to whispers of almost unimaginable faintness. Its once bright echo has stretched into waves the size of worlds, carrying the memory of the universe's first moments across a darkness that has grown softer with every trillion passing years. You can rest now, because even as the last stars dim, the universe holds its continuity. Matter still flows, just slowly, delicately, at a pace that aligns with the gentlest parts of your breath. Dust grains drift through space like silent travelers, moving between realms where light seldom passes. Their warmth radiates faintly in infrared, a soft echo of all the bright days the universe once knew. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Galaxies become quieter, their structures settling into slow, elliptical shapes that change only over timescales longer than the history of all civilizations combined. Their stars orbit slowly around centers that still hold the deep gravity of black holes, though even these giants grow quieter as their surroundings grow thin. It's okay to drift, because motion in this era is almost imperceptible. Planets remain locked in lazy drifting orbits. Neutron stars drift through the dark with unimaginable patience. Gas clouds stretch and expand like faint breaths cooling toward temperatures barely above absolute zero. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Black holes still sit in the quiet hearts of galaxies, their presence known by the gentle orbiting arcs of nearby stars. But even these deep wells of gravity lose energy over unimaginable eons. Through Hawking radiation, they gradually evaporate, first imperceptibly, then with faint acceleration in the final stages of their cosmic lives. Their evaporation marks the end of an era in which gravity held the universe together. You can rest now, because everything in the cosmos has softened into its gentlest form. Energy spreads evenly. Motion slows. Light dims. But the quiet remains steady, holding all drifting remnants in a vast, peaceful night. Somewhere light continues to travel. As epochs stretch into new magnitudes, the universe approaches what physicists call the degenerate era, a time dominated by cooled remnants, black dwarfs, neutron stars, and the faint flickers of matter long past its brightest days. Collisions become extremely rare, but when two black dwarfs drift close enough, their merging can ignite a faint final spark, a gentle thermonuclear whisper glowing briefly in the wide expanse. It's okay to drift. Those quiet flares are among the last natural lights born of stars. After them, starlight becomes memory. Heat becomes an echo. The night becomes large enough to cradle every motion in infinite calm. Your breath deepens, slowing to meet this rhythm, as though your body recognizes the age-old pacing of cosmic time. Galaxies, now islands adrift in expanding space, lose contact with one another. Redshift stretches the last traces of distant light into wavelengths too long to detect. A galaxy's view of the universe shrinks until it sees only itself, surrounded by a darkness that feels endless. You can rest now, because even in this quiet isolation, gravity keeps its gentle touch. Dark matter halos continue to hold galaxies in place. The cosmic web still exists in structure, though its filaments are drawn so thin they resemble shadows fading into deeper shadows. Somewhere light continues to travel. The universe enters a time when motion itself becomes a kind of whisper. Heat disperses. Particles slow. Only the faint gravitational bonds between remnants maintain the last architecture of the cosmos. This is not a collapse, but a drifting, a gentle release into softer and softer equilibrium. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. Your awareness floats through these slow, ageless scenes, as if it were drifting beside the remnants of ancient suns. There is no effort here, no urgency, only the deep comfort of a universe settling into its longest rest. Dark energy continues to stretch space outward, but its work now feels subtle, a slow, unending exhale that has shaped the cosmos for infinity-bound ages. What is left is a night spacious enough for every breath to feel at home inside it. You breathe low, steady, settled. The universe breathes with you, and across that wide, gentle darkness, light continues to travel. The night drifts into a deeper, almost weightless calm, a calm so complete it feels like the universe has placed its vast, gentle hand over everything that ever moved and whispered it into stillness. Your breath follows that whisper, softening, slowing, settling into the long, ancient rhythm that guides even the faintest particles across the expanding dark. Far into the universe's distant destiny, the great arcs and structures that once shaped the cosmos have thinned into delicate traces. Light has stretched into low, quiet wavelengths. Galaxies have drifted so far apart that no signal can cross the widening space between them. But this separation is not emptiness. It is softness, a spacious exhale that has unfolded for trillions upon trillions of years. It's okay to drift. In this era, the last red dwarfs continue their patient shining, glowing with steady warmth that outlives every brighter star the universe once held. Their fuel burns slowly atom by atom, releasing gentle light that fades across distances now larger than any earlier epoch could contain. Around them, ancient planets circle in silence, following orbits that change only over eras longer than the histories of countless civilizations. You can rest now, because this stage of the cosmos carries no urgency, no turbulence, no sudden births or explosions. It is an age of softness. Temperature gradients flatten, light diffuses into the dark. Even the remnants of stars, black dwarfs, neutron stars, and slowly evaporating black holes move with the quiet assurance of objects that have known time far beyond imagining. Somewhere, light continues to travel, and even that faint travel has shifted into wavelengths so long and gentle they feel more like drifting shadows than beams. Cosmic microwave whispers have cooled beyond a single Kelvin, far into microkelvin ranges, stretching into wavelengths the size of planets, then systems, then beyond. These slow undulations carry the universe's memories in a form softer than anything that came before. It's okay to drift. In this quiet, matter grows rare. Isolated atoms move through distances measured in light years without meeting another particle. Electrons occasionally fall into the few remaining protons, releasing faint light before settling into neutral depths. These small events serve as some of the final sparks of natural radiation the universe will ever know. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Black holes, the deep anchors of earlier ages, continue their slow evaporation. For supermassive black holes, this process unfolds over 10 to the power of 80 to 10 to the power of 100 years. An era so long, it dwarfs every span of cosmic time before it. Each particle of Hawking radiation is a final whisper from the immense gravity wells that once shaped galaxies. As they evaporate, their event horizons shrink, and eventually they release a final shimmer of energy before dissolving entirely into the expanding dark. You can rest now, because even these vast transitions unfold with profound gentleness. There is no collapse, no violent end, only a long, gradual softening, a slow release from density into calm. As the last black holes fade, the universe moves toward its most delicate form, an era defined by drifting remnants and low even temperatures spread across endless space. Somewhere light continues to travel. What remains of the cosmic web is faint, almost like a memory of a structure that once held galaxies in long, elegant threads. Dark matter persists, but spreads thin, its influence subtle, guiding the last bits of drifting matter along barely perceptible gradients. These motions occur at a pace that matches the slow glide of thought slipping towards sleep. It's okay to drift, because the cosmos has grown into a night where every movement is barely more than a sigh. Particles decay. Low-energy photons travel outward. Occasional interactions release faint ripples of gravitational energy. But most of the universe rests in calm equilibrium, a balance forged from ages of expansion and softening. Your breath loosens, matching that equilibrium. Eventually, even subatomic particles become rare. Protons may decay over timescales around 10 to the power of 34 years or longer, slowly dissolving into lighter particles that drift outward into the expanding night. Neutrons stabilize within remnants only, until the moment their structures finally unwind into quiet dispersal. You can rest now, because the universe has become a place where everything from the largest structures to the smallest particles has relaxed into its final posture. Nothing hurries. Nothing shines sharply. Everything exists in gentle motion, like the slow pulse of a dream. Somewhere light continues to travel. In the soft darkness of this far, far future time, itself feels stretched like a calm horizon without storms, without tides, without urgency. The cosmos has become a vast bedroom of silence, where even the fabric of space-time seems to settle into stillness. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered, and within that quiet, your awareness floats like a small, steady light carried gently on the universe's final exhale. Layers of thought loosen, edges soften, the vastness becomes tender, as if the night itself has learned how to cradle you. You drift in this last calm, the way galaxies once drifted in the early glowing ages, softly, patiently guided by the subtle gravity of peace. And even here, in the gentlest epoch, the cosmos will ever know. Light continues to travel. The night smooths into a silence so complete, it feels less like an ending and more like a deep, infinite pause. A pause spacious enough to hold the entire history of the cosmos in a single, softened breath. Your awareness drifts, in that breath, suspended gently, as if the universe itself has laid you upon its quietest tide. Far forward in this final cosmic chapter, the universe has become a place of subtle traces. Motion still exists, but it has thinned into delicate glimmers. Temperature still exists, but it has fallen to near absolute quiet. Energy still moves, but only in faint whispers that glide effortlessly through the wide, expanding dark. It's okay to drift. Protons, the sturdy building blocks of all ordinary matter, begin to decay into lighter particles. Their half-lives stretch beyond 10 to the power of 34 years, perhaps even longer. But eventually, their structures become unstable, releasing the last faint remnants of mass into energy that dissolves into the cosmic tide. What once formed atoms, stars, planets, and living worlds becomes a soft sprinkle of drifting photons and leptons. You can rest now, because this transformation is not abrupt or harsh. It unfolds with unimaginable gentleness, a long, slow yielding from structure into stillness. Matter becomes rare. Interactions become almost non-existent. The universe, once filled with blazing galaxies and swirling nebulae, has relaxed into a quiet sea of low-energy particles that drift like dust in a vast ancient room. Somewhere light continues to travel. Gravity, now weaker in influence across the expanding distances, still shapes the faintest interactions. Black dwarfs, the cooled remnants of once bright stars, may occasionally drift close enough to merge. In those rare encounters, their collision can briefly reignite fusion, triggering a soft, quiet flare that shines gently before fading back into the long dark. It's okay to drift, because these faint rekindlings are like the universe's final sparks. Not loud, not forceful, just small, warm glimmers against an endless calm. Afterward, the remnants cool again, their heat dissipating across distances so wide that the energy becomes a diffused whisper woven into the fabric of space. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The great black holes, after eons of dominance, continue their slow evaporation. Through Hawking radiation, they release particles with increasing softness, first imperceptible, then gradual, and finally, in the last moments, a delicate shimmer that marks their quiet departure from the cosmic stage. When the final black hole fades, it leaves behind nothing more than a trace of energy spread thinly across the night. You can rest now, because the universe, having released every brilliant form it once held, has entered the most peaceful state it has ever known. Temperature balances to near perfect uniformity. Particle density drops to almost nothing. Interaction becomes rare, not through loss, but through the completion of motion. Everything that can relax has relaxed. Everything that can soften has softened. Somewhere light continues to travel. In this dark era, what remains is a diffuse field of photons, neutrinos, and the faint echoes of particles that once formed stars. These gentle remnants move forever outward, their wavelengths stretching with the expansion until each becomes a long, soft ripple spaced across the entire cosmos. It's okay to drift, because you are drifting with an era where even time itself feels unhurried. The ages unfold like deep breaths, centuries passing unnoticed millennia, sliding quietly into trillions of years with no distinction, no urgency, no resistance. Your breath falls into that same slow rhythm, matching the pulse of an old, quiet universe. In these final epochs, the cosmos carries no form as we once knew it. Galaxies are memories. Stars are memories. Even matter is a memory dissolving into the cool, even dark. What remains is pure spaciousness, a night so gentle it feels like a cradle. You can rest now, because nothing is required from the stars, from the nebulae, from the particles, or from you. Every structure has completed its arc. Every luminous chapter has softened into stillness. All that exists now is the long breath of the universe's quiet. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. Your awareness drifts through this softened eternity, held by a sense of belonging that rises gently in the spacious dark. All is one wide, endless exhale into calm. Everything has slowed enough to feel like stillness. Everything has softened enough to feel like peace. And even now, in this quiet without end, light continues to travel. The night settles into its softest shape, now a final gentle darkness that feels less like an ending and more like a place you've been drifting toward for a very long time. Your breath rests low and steady, as if it has found the rhythm the universe has been keeping since the first moment light began. Everything you've wandered through tonight, the stars, the galaxies, the long arcs of cosmic time, has softened into a single, quiet presence that surrounds you without weight. Nothing asks for anything. Nothing reaches. Nothing pulls. It's all just stillness. And in that stillness, you feel held. The universe has drifted through ages of brightness and silence, through creation and collapse, through motion and calm. And now, in this wide, peaceful era, its breath moves like yours, slow, low, and unhurried. Light still travels, even now, even here. Its soft waves continue across the spacious dark, like a whisper being carried to no particular destination at all. You are safe here. The night folds around you, warm and endless, a cradle shaped from everything that has ever drifted gently through time, and your body answers it with its final softening muscles, loosening thoughts, dissolving breath, falling into long, quiet lines. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. Somewhere out there, light still moves. Somewhere the universe continues its slow exhale. But here, in this small, calm moment, you are home. Light still travels. The universe breathes through you. You are home. You can rest now. If you're still awake, the next wonder waits in the light ahead.